What's up, guys? Little Noob here giving you some, not really commentary, but, listen, I looked it up online using a Spanish translator, and apparently we're going to be reading some Pornography. I have no idea what that means, but in other words, we're going to be looking at some hardcore pornography. So these are just some Titanfall games. They're really nothing special. I don't even remember what I fucking do in them, but I looked at the end and the scores were good, so I was just like, yeah, why the fuck not run these? Just attrition. So if you're here for gameplay, yeah, enjoy. Anyway, today we're going to be reading a wonderful comic by Abby Chambers, known as Marceline's Closet. Now, I have watched Adventure Time. It's a pretty decent show. I remember the episode Marceline's Closet, and I can assure you that this is nothing like that motherfucking episode. There's a lot more dicks. Dicks. So, anyway. So this is, excuse me, this is not Adventure Time. This is Misadventure Time. So, all the lawyers out there listening in, cluing themselves into what's going on. We're covered, right? We're good? Everything's fine? Okay. Now, I want to point out, first of all, for all of you who are reading along at home, because I know plenty of you are going to find this on the internet immediately after I announce the title. The story is written by Frosty Sanchez. If that doesn't get your goat going, I don't know what's going to. So, after the first picture, or the title page if you want to call it, we get a little disclaimer. Warning. This age comic contains content for ages 18 plus. Reader discretion is advised. Disclaimer. Misadventure Time is a fanfiction of the show Adventure Time by Pendleton Ward on Cartoon Network and is in no way affiliated with the original series. Misadventure Time is written by Frosty Sanchez and produced by Cubby Chambers. Copyright 2013 by Frosty Sanchez. All rights reserved. So, our opening scene is we appear to be in Marceline's house, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's Marceline's house. And they're wrapped up in some shit, I'm assuming it's her closet, but basically Finn and Jake are hiding out in her house. And Finn's like, "Is it safe, man?" And Jake's like, "I don't know, man. Go scope out the scene." So Finn is sneaking through Marceline's house, and he's sliding around, and of course the hair is falling out of his little hat. Have you ever noticed that they only use Finn's hair when they want him to be, like, cute, or, like, I don't know. They only use it when it's supposed to be humanizing, in a way? It's weird. Anyway, fuck you, shut up. Meanwhile, Marceline is getting undressed in what appears to be her bathroom, and she's got that big old fat ass. Like, on the rectometer from 0 to damn, this girl has a badunk-dunk. And she's taking off her bra and throws it on the floor. So we move to the next page, and she's covering up her tits, and she's like, "Finally, sigh. It feels nice to let these things breathe again." And then Finn, being the crazy fucking person that he is, goes, "Wow!" Now this is the part where, like, Finn, let me give you some advice, even though you're, what, 12 years old? If you're sneaking around a girl's house and you see her with her bazans just hanging out, flowing through the wind, making a face that makes it look like she just came out of a J-pop novel, you don't want to scream, "Wow," and get her attention, because that would creep her the fuck out. So Marceline goes Metal Gear, and both an exclamation point and a question mark fly by her head, meaning that she's doubly surprised. And she asks, "Who goes there?" Now, we cut to the inside of the bathroom as Finn is just getting up. And she's like, "Finn, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Marcy." I mean, like, I want to point out the art here. It's very inconsistent. The characters aren't really off-model as they are jaunty. That's the word I'm going to use. They're super jaunty. Marceline's ass crack, meanwhile, is extending up to her back. I don't know how many of you have seen an ass. Probably at least one. But my ass crack doesn't go that high. It just doesn't. I've checked. I'm checking right now, actually. If you want to play the home version of this game, take your finger, and you know what? I'm not gonna fucking do it. That's too much. So, Jake and I were gonna go play. By the way, I'm gonna make this note here. I know I sound nothing like the characters. I don't give a shit. Okay? I don't care. I don't fucking care. If you don't like it, fuck you. Anyway, Jake and I were going to play hide and seek while we were waiting for you, and then we ended up inside your house even though you said not to, and we were scared you'd be mad when you came home. We hid in the closet, and so while Marceline is squishing her somehow no, those are like H-cup sized tits, which I'm pretty sure she didn't have in the show, being that everyone Pendleton Ward draws is flat-chested. Finn gets a noticeable erection, which, by noticeable erection, I mean it looks like he stuffed an orange in his pants. I don't know what kind of erection you get. My dick does not look like an orange. It looks like a grapefruit. I thought he was just a kid. He might be more grown up than I thought. Let's see how far I can get. Well, I mean, you know, let's get straight to the fucking point. So, hey Finn. Yeah? What's that? So Finn's face turns into static, which basically means that Slenderman is coming to invade her home. But he's like, that's, you know, my guy stuff. It's starting to get really big and hurt. It happens every now and then, don't worry. And so Marceline now loses all facial feature expressions except for her eyes, which become distillated because she's realizing that the cosmos is truly the only constant in this universe. And she's like, he doesn't even know what a cock is. Now, the door is shut to the bathroom with the onomatopoeia of shut. I don't know about you, but I don't think just saying the verb describes the noun. For example, I don't strawberry my strawberries. I don't, you know, car my car. And I don't small girl my sex. Wait. Fuck you. Okay, anyway. So, Jake, meanwhile, is again playing Metal Gear Solid. And Marceline's like, let's see if we can make it better. Okay. So, Finn takes down his pants, and he's got a huge penis. But his testicles are proportionately small. I am taking comfort knowing that I have more masculinity than a 10-year-old boy now. But she's all like, damn, that thing's huge. So, Finn's like, what are you gonna do? Oh, you'll see. It's even bigger than Ash's was. I'll make you feel nice, Finn. What a delicious looking cock. So, I'd like to point out that this thing is like the size of a forearm. And that the amount of puberty this kid has gone through is probably none. Yeah. I don't understand it. Also, the smell is apparently intoxicating. I don't get it. Like, when I wake up in the morning and I got that fresh morning musk that just permeates throughout my body, radiating from my dick, I don't necessarily smell that and go, yep, gotta rape someone today. Anyway, so she gets out her forked tongue and she starts jerking him off with it. If you want to get an idea, take a cucumber and wrap it with a fruit roll-up. That's basically how this looks. And she's like, do you like it, Finn? It's called a blowjob, kinda. And he's like, oh yeah! So then she's sucking on his dick, and it's bending at a very uncomfortable looking angle down her throat because, you know, seeing through porno is required. And somehow it's getting bigger between panels. Like if you're following along, scroll up, when he first takes it out, it's like, okay, that's bigger than average, fine. And then it's a little, and then it's a forearm, and then it's like two forearms put together, and then in the next panel it looks like a horse just invaded Finn's body. And he's like, oh Glob, this is so amazing, it's even better than fighting dragons. So then Marceline is taking a wet band-aid and applying it to her wounds, and he's like, I think I'm gonna pee. So then, you know, we've all read comic books starring vampires and 10-year-old boys that start fucking. We all know what that means. Finn ejaculates into her mouth. We get a variety of reaction shots, including semen flowing from her nasal cavity, which personally I think is fucking disgusting, but you're welcome to make your own judgments. And Marceline's masturbating at the same time, but she starts choking. And she's like, what the heck, Finn? By the way, that's not pee, it's cum. In fact, some girls really like the stuff. Especially me. So she then bends over and takes off her underwear, and Finn gets an erection. Now, we can see clearly Marceline's butt and her vag. And Finn is taking it upon himself to don some sunglasses and say, dead ass. Now, I'm okay with the dead ass meme, because it's super funny. But in here it feels weird, because my dick is in my hand. I'm lying. I'm not. So, she's like, Finn, I know you love PB and all, but I really need this. Alright? Yeah. Are you ready for this, Finn? So she's shaking her ass with the violent tendencies that you would expect of Jello in an earthquake. When all of a sudden Finn is like, "What are you gonna do?" And she's like, "This is called sex. I think you'll love it." "I don't think we should." Kid, the fuck? Just the fucking fuck is wrong with you, okay? You're about to have sex with an undead woman who's probably been learning carnal pleasures for the past 600 years. And you don't realize that, like, it's... Adventure Time would be a very different show if it starred a 16-year-old boy. I'll throw that out there. For better or for worse? Probably worse. Probably be really sticky and slow-paced. So, penetration occurs. Marceline is on top. I don't know who didn't expect that. But as soon as it happened... As soon as penetration occurs, Finn decides that he's going to start practicing the dark Hado taught to him by Akuma, and gets really crooked teeth and slanty eyes, and I like to think that this is a propaganda World War II film against the Japanese. But Marceline is like, "Oh, Finn, what's gotten in?" Interruption. "Shut up, bitch, and take my cock." I'm gonna go the mature route here and point out that earlier in the story, Marceline said he doesn't even know what a cock is, and yet as soon as he inserts it into her vagina, he says, "Take my cock." There are continuity issues in your pornography. Please fix them. It is important to me. I would write you a letter, but I don't really care that much. So, she starts slapping her big old booty, which, I swear to God, Marceline is like 6 times fatter in this comic. Because she got booty for years. And tits that... Where the fuck did they even come from? But anyway, she's like, oh yeah, that is the spot. How are you liking it, Finn? Wow! So Finn's hair is actually covering up that wow in the next comic. But we get a delectable shot of Marceline's opened vagina. And she's like, "What are you doing, Finn?" So she has now been spread open, thrown on her back, and is getting fucked by Finn, who has turned into 2 pairs of hands and a disembodied penis. I don't know about you, but that happens to me every 3rd Tuesday. So, Schlick Slide Super Geyser for kids. Now, in the next panel, it's kind of hard to describe, but they're attacked by a rogue stop sign monster, which makes Finn only grow in power because he's ready to take it on, while Marceline realizes that the entire part of her face between her nose and under her eyes turns into a red landing strip and nasal commercial. So, he stops fucking her for a bit, and he's like, "Is there something wrong, Marcy?" And she's like, "But please, please don't. I hope Finn Senpai notices me today." And he's like, "Don't what?" And she's like, "Don't stop." So then he starts fucking her while grabbing her tits. And then she turns into a scientist because she's like, "This can't be happening. I'm supposed to be in control. He was just a virgin." But her vagina says squish to comment on the matter, and that just means that Finn's about to come. Once again, this guy has learned every single thing there is about sex once he got penetrated. I don't know how many of you out there aren't virgins, and I'm gonna guess maybe one of you being me, unless my fucking mother's watching. Get it? Because that would be impossible. But basically, having sex does not teach you the knowledge of the universe. In fact, it makes you feel a little stupider because you realize it's kind of overrated sometimes. But then she's like, "No, don't come in me." Guess what? He comes in her. Pump and splooge. Semen projectiling its way out of the vaginal cavity, achieving speeds of Mach 30. That shit is disgusting. And of course, Finn makes sure to pull out to, you know, give her some. And she's like, "Thank God that's over with." And he's still hard. Ladies and gentlemen, he's still hard. You know, when I was having brunch with Barack Obama the other day discussing world, affairs and other important topics, we were kind of trying to cover what would be really important to the American public. And the #1 answer we both came up with was making sure Dick stayed erect after having sex twice. Pornography is weird. So anyway, she's like, "He's still hard? If he keeps this up, I'll go crazy." "Marcy, you're mine, and mine alone. How about we go ahead and try this hole? Now he's spreading her butthole. And she's like, no! Pretty sure she became a baritone in that instant. So, but then of course Finn forces her open and sticks his dick in her ass. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know about me. I don't know about anything. But let's get one thing clear. Unlubricated anal sex is very painful. It's very violent. And it's probably not gonna work. But of course, in the world of pornography it does. So meanwhile, Marcy is spreading her legs like an Olympic gymnast who just got out of China. And she's like, ugh, Finn, that hurts. And he's like, I can't stop now, Marcy. It feels too good to stop. So the ass is getting fucked, and he's like, ah, Marcy, you're so tight in this hole. I love how it squeezes so perfectly. How does it feel? Because I think I'm going to come again. Wow, what an asshole. As soon as she says it's starting to feel better, he orgasms. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, other kin, transgenders, and whatever you want to identify as these days, I personally am a dragon dishwasher coon. When the girl is finally saying, you know, I am enjoying this sex with you. At first, the fact that you were raping me made me really turned off. And then the fact that you're 30 years older than me. And then the fact that we're related. But now maybe, in the back of my mind, probably because of that concussion you gave me from trying to kidnap me in the park, this is kind of feeling good. That's not when you stop. So anyway, sex, calm. So then they're huffing and puffing and blowing houses down, and the toilet, no, the bath overflows. So we get some dramatic anime reactions as they play 3 different games of Metal Gear Solid, and Finn's like, so, I'll be going now. Yeah, you should probably go. Wait, where's Jake? Oh, knowing him, he probably already left. So, here's the thing, he didn't leave, he's getting attacked by a fucking spider. And so concludes. With an artist note. Artist note. Sorry, some of the drawings are very inconsistent. This comic had to be made periodically, and I really don't have a set stone style. Art by Cubby Chambers, and story by Frosty Sanchez. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Hey, your Titan will be ready in 60 seconds.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed this one. I know I didn't. But hey, maybe in the future, we can learn to masturbate to 12-year-olds fucking vampires in a make-believe fantasy world as their stretchy dog attacks a spider with a toothpick inside of a hole in her wall. Meanwhile, he has sex with her 3 different times and the bathtub overflows. But that just might be my prerogative. I don't know about you. I'm gonna go and ask Ron Jeremy what the fuck he's doing right now. Goodbye.
Hey, your Titan's good to go. Call it when ready.
Transferring control to pilot.
You're picking that pilot apart. Double the fun. We're totally crushing it. The IMC don't stand a chance. Won't be long before we finish this fight.
Dash core online.
Sure, stop.
Dash core activated. You now have increased dash capacity.
All right, we got what we came for. Awesome work, team. Mission accomplished.
Well done, guys. The IMC are attempting to escape by dropships, but I've marked their extraction points for you. Don't let them get away.
rock and rolling.
I'm still detecting IMC pilots in the area. Cut them off before they get to the evac point.